Welcome everyone, I'm Exceptional and I hope you are too. In this video, I will be showing how to unlock the Round 2 Elite Four in Pokémon FireRed and LeafGreen. I'll be using footage from my recent solo playthrough of Zangoose, so let's jump in. After defeating Blaine on Cinnabar Island, you will be approached by Bill upon exiting the gym. You have the option of helping him or not. Completing this now is not a requirement to complete the Round 1 Elite Four that we're all familiar with from Gen 1. Do note that if you say yes, you will be locked in the Sevi Islands until you complete the first set of tasks. If you say no, however, and decide to come back later, Bill will be patiently waiting for you in the Poké Center on Cinnabar Island. Welcome to the new content introduced in the Gen 3 remakes. Bill introduces us to Celio here on one island. Celio is attempting to build some crazy Poké contraption that will allow us to connect to other regions. Our first task though is to help Celio connect to Bill's PC in Kanto. Bill knows a guy on 2 Island that specializes in rare rocks and gems, which might just be the ticket to making Celio's machine work. These nerds, of course, need to rely on our 10-year-old protagonist I to make contact with him. Bill, no, it would not be easier if we did this as a Clefairy. We head south to the docks to catch the next ferry to 2 Island. Here we can run over to the Joyful Game Corner. Once you enter, a cutscene triggers where this guy realizes that his obsession with rocks may have resulted in him being a neglectful parent. A biker enters the front door, riding his motorcycle as one does. My theory is that this guy is actually the actor that played the Executioner in Shrek. He still can't get his 2s and 3s right. He needs to meet his friends on 3 Island. You're making a mess on the floor, dude. Get out of here. Well, I'm sure that was a coincidence, but we're on the lookout for Lostel now while the plot seems to be nudging us towards 3 Island. Let's head there next. On 3 Island, it seems that this biker gang has come in force. They're everywhere. What are we gonna do? Once we're in the center of town where most of the bikers are gathered, we overhear a small interaction between the bikers and these guys. They're being rowdy and disruptive, but don't worry, I's got this. A quick note that once you engage these bikers, you will face 4 consecutive battles in a row without a break, so be prepared for that. Once you've defeated the first 3, who by the way only have a couple of coughings and grimers between them, they go, "Boss, this kid is being super mean to us." Cue up the epic final battle music for this epic showdown between, oh, it's over. He has a wheezing and a muck. Cue Paxton realizes the strength of a prodigy, and the bikers tuck tailpipe and flee from the preposterous power of our puny Pokemon prodigy. You can then talk to the closer of the NPCs for a free full restore should you choose. Alright, I'm gonna pop a quick repel and crank up the footage speed to show the path forward. I'm not 100% sure if this is the most optimal route through the forest, but it's giving me good results. The trainers in this area all have Pokemon in the mid-30s, again, just so you know. The upcoming forest can be a little daunting at first because there are so many alternate paths available by using Cut and Surf, but as long as you know that you're generally heading to the northwestern corner, that's all that's important. Once we're here, in like the most remote part of the first chain of islands, we find Lostel. She's been too scared to move because there's a scary Pokemon, oh noes! Alright, Lostel, as a much older and wiser 10-year-old, I've got you. Zangoose, you are a Pokemon of Hoenn. No matter what comes through that grass, you will stand your ground. Unless it's a Hypno, no way, man, I'm running away too. Well, that fulfilled our requirement. That's right, Lostel, I'm a prodigy at running away too. We teleport back to the game corner on 2 Island as we've reunited this family. Think about it though. How did this child get so far away? Who allowed her to take the boat alone? I have questions. Anyway, that's unrelated to the plot, so after talking to the man again, we give him the meteorite that Bill gave to us, and he sends us on our way. We can then fly back to 1 Island and let Bill and Celio know about our progress. As it turns out, none of that was truly necessary, but hey, I's a good guy. Bill and Celio have been waiting for us to return, and once we have, that marks what I like to call the first part of the Sevi Island plotline completed. In order to unlock the next section, there are a few requirements that have to be met, so let's catch back up with I as those requirements are fulfilled. The first requirement might blow some minds. In order to unlock the Round 2 League, we first have to defeat Round 1. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure that without triggering the next part of the Sevi Island plotline, this league will remain open. A note though is that once you initiate the second part of the Sevi Island plotline, the Pokemon League will be closed until you unlock Round 2. In the second half though, you can travel more freely to and from the islands. The second requirement is to unlock the National Dex. To unlock it, you have to have caught a minimum of 60 species of Pokemon. In my solo runs, this is something that I skip using third-party software. I am, after all, only interested in the Pokemon that I'm running that day, not my ability to catch 60 Pokemon. Once you have caught 60 or more, come back to Professor Oak's lab in Pallet Town. I's rival U will also pop in, and Oak will upgrade both of our Pokédexes to the National Dex. We can now understand Pokemon from Gen 2 and 3. Now we head back to the Sevi Islands. In Vermilion City, we head to the dock where the SS Anne was during the main plot of the game. It is now your access point to the Sevi Islands. We head back to one island to initiate the next section of the plot. First, we do have to activate a trigger by going and talking to Celio once again in the Poké Center. Since his success connecting to Bill's PC, he now wants to connect to other regions. It turns out that we need a special gemstone for this. Once we've spoken with Celio, the Pokemon League is closed. I kind of messed up my movement, so my repels are off. Okay, there we go. Our path takes us north. There are 2 patrolling black belts in the upcoming section. They are so annoying when they catch you. 9 times out of 10, if you line up your bike in the middle of them, you can just ride up without being caught. If you do get caught though, you have to face both. It should be noted too that the cave entrance right here is to the hot springs. There's a pool inside that when you walk in, it will fully heal your Pokemon, and if you speak to the old man within, he will give you HM6 Rock Smash. It isn't required for round 2 though, so we're skipping by right now. Playing at 4 times game speed makes it easy to be tagged by spinners and patrolling trainers, but that's not what we're here to discuss today. We end up at the base of Mount Ember. Hey wait, is that Team Rocket? I fundamentally objects to the ideologies of Team Rocket, so like a little 10-year-old T-1000, we have to terminate them. Typical Rockets though, they aren't that bright and end up letting slip one of the 2 required passwords. We don't know what's up with that yet, but passwords are always useful. Goldeen needs log. Rockets. We beat them both up, clearing the entrance to the cave. It's now time for every RPG player's favorite pastime, solving boulder puzzles. I'll slow the footage back down so that you can see what's going on a little bit better. You may notice some weird, almost lag-looking stuff in the footage. That's because I'm toggling between 1 times and 4 times game speed. I've gotten a lot better with my movement, but the bike is real fast. Alright, now that we're through that, we run downstairs, ride our bike down the ladder like a boss, and collect the ruby. Meowth digs us out, and then Pidgey can fly us back to the Poké Center to update Celio. We give him the ruby and he asks us if we can continue helping him. It actually doesn't matter what you choose here. The answer is yes or no, but are you sure? After not being goaded into saying yes at all, Celio will update our Tri-Pass to the Rainbow Pass, allowing access to all 7 islands, and updates our town map. Our adventure then continues on 4 Island. U is here because of course U is here. He needs to juice up his team for the Round 2 League after all, and all of our hard work with Celio will facilitate that. He goes off all, ha ha ha, I'm awesome, you suck, but somehow I always lose. And we head to the cavern in the northeast part of town across the little pond. Inside we find, ooh, a waterfall, let's check it out. In this section, I'm not going to show how to grab every item. There's a never melt ice that can be quite handy, but Zangoose didn't need it, so neither did I. This ice will break if you walk across it twice, introducing a fun little puzzle to solve. Our focus is solely on grabbing HM7 Waterfall. Alright, maybe this wasn't the best run to choose to edit this into. 3rd time's a charm? We collect the item and go back to the entrance to the waterfall. In my solo runs, I love using Lapras for this. She learns Surf, Strength, Waterfall, and Rock Smash, though Rock Smash isn't relevant here. We can then ride up the waterfall to the next encounter. Well, this explains why the league is closed. Hi, Lorelei! She's getting to the bottom of some rocket nanigans, and we're here to help. I don't exactly agree with her tactics, though, having Lapras use Ice Beam against the rockets themselves, not just their Pokemon, but I'll cut her some slack. This is her home, and she's a little upsetty spaghetti. After defeating the rocket, she's like, what's up, I? Thanks for the assist. Meowth digs us out, Pidgey flies us back, and our next stop is 6 Island. We take the roundy path to get to the center of the next area. The spinners that bother me the most are in this area, and I get tagged by every single one. By the time I got to the 3rd one, I even ran by him, which automatically triggers the spinners to look in your direction. We're heading towards the dotted hole in the center. It has a locked door. Password? Nah. It has an interesting pattern inscribed on it. This pattern translates to cut, so Meowth uses cut and open sesame. This is one of those puzzles where if you enter the wrong hole, it sends you back to the start. I gotta rephrase that. The pattern is north, west, east, south, or if it's easier, up, left, right, down. At the bottom we find the sapphire. Oh, wicked! Let's take this back to seal it. Hey! This scientist followed us and stole it right from under our noses. He says that if we want it back, we can get it after he sells it. Also, that the second password to the rocket's warehouse is yes, nah, chancy. You guys are weird, man. Meowth digs, Pidgey flies, and let's head to 5 Island for the final stretch. On 5 Island, we head immediately to the east. Despite how good this run was, I got caught by another trainer that I've almost never been caught by. The female rocket down here, in all of the runs that I've completed, has never stood in this position. Ugh, but we defeat her and the mandatory one on the way to the rocket warehouse. We enter the passwords Goldine needs log and yes, nah, chancy. No, you do not have to remember these, the game does it for you. As is thematic with rocket layers in this game, we have a whole bunch of spin pads to deal with. Again, I'm not going to show all of the item collection, only the path to the finish. The notable items include an upgrade for Porygon, TM36 Sludge Bomb, and a Big Pearl. Upon getting extremely dizzy, we can defeat the admin right before the office section of the building. After defeating her, she'll reverse one of the arrows below us for easy access back in. I won't highlight the battles themselves, as I feel that if you're using this as a guide, it's more fun to experience them firsthand. We defeat the rockets, forcing them to abandon the warehouse. Did I miss something? Oh yeah, the scientist that stole the sapphire is hanging out in the back room. Defeat him, then you guessed it. Meowth digs, and Pidgey flies us back to safety. Our final stop brings us back to 1 Island to hand Celio the Sapphire. I have something to admit though, this is Gen 3, yes? It took me until just recently to realize that we're connecting to the Gen 3 world using a ruby and a sapphire with an emerald display in between. Ah, wow. Good job, me. But that's it, everyone. There's plenty more to check out in these islands, but I'll leave that to you. We can head back to Vermilion, and now the Round 2 League has been unlocked. Along with some team and moveset changes, their teams have been powered up by around 12 levels. Feel free to check them out on your own, or check out any of my other videos. I love pursuing the Round 2 finishes. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. If you feel like I've earned it, be sure to leave a like and comment. This was a fun little thing for me to throw together. Let me know if you want to see more content like this. I want to give a quick shout out to my channel members, patrons, and super chat donators. You make this content possible. And of course, substrats best strats, so hit that subscribe button and enable notifications to never miss this exceptional content. Until next time, take care everyone.